You know, you think you're going to get off, you know, but you just get lesser time. You still got the punishment, you just get lesser time. Okay? All right. Come on, Adam named his wife. What's that word?
Hawa.
Come on, from this point going forward, everyone being born would come to know what happened, why it happened, and the punishment. Going forward, all of humanity would know the story of what happened to their foreparents. They know what happened, why we're in the shape we're in, what's going on. This is common knowledge as children are being born into the earth. Are y'all hearing that? Okay, 1 Timothy 2:13-4.
Because Adam was formed first, then Hawa. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman, having been deceived, fell into transgression.
So who was deceived?
The woman.
Ain't that something?
Yes, sir.
So we need to understand that. Women, you can be what?
Deceived.
Some of y'all can't even say it. Women, you can be what?
Deceived.
Look at that. Don't even want to say it. Say it again. Women, you can be what?
Deceived.
Ain't that something? And Adam was formed first, and Adam was not deceived. He willfully disobeyed.
Right.
Come on, Romans 5:12.
For this reason, even as through one man sin did enter the world, and death through sin, and thus death spread to all men because all sinned. For until the Torah, sin was in the world, but sin is not reckoned when there is no Torah. But death reigned from Adam until Moshe, even over those who had not sinned according to the likeness of the transgression of Adam, who is a type of him who was to come.
So Adam was what, really? A type of who?
Christ.
A type of Christ. Adam is a type of Christ to come. Yeshua was the anointed one. Adam was married to a woman that was deceived. And guess what was wrong with Israel?
We're married to a woman that was deceived.
Israel was deceived as well. Okay? 1 Corinthians 15:4-5, come on.
And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit that was not first which is natural, which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is Yahweh from heaven.
Now, why people don't know who the Messiah was, but clearly just told you who the Messiah was.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
It was Yahweh from heaven.
Hallelujah.
Ain't that something?
Yes, sir.
All right? So what we understand here, we got Adam and we got the Messiah. And he's comparing Adam, man, that he created, with this Messiah here. Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. Because everybody saying Jesus don't mean that we're talking about the same person. Everybody saying Yeshua don't mean we're talking about the same one. We're not talking about the one who kept Sunday.
That's right.
We're not talking about the one who died on a Friday and got up on a Sunday.
Right.
Are y'all hear that?
Right.
We're not talking about the one who was born December 25th. Even though we're saying the same name, we're not talking about the same one.
Right.
Are y'all understanding that?
Yeah.
Are y'all all right so far?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're all right.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth is going to what?
Make you free.
Anybody being free in here so far?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Husbands, come on. Ephesians 5:25-27. Come on.
Husbands, love your wives, as Messiah
Stop.
also,
Husbands, love your wives as who?
as Christ, as
Now, we
Messiah.
already just said the first man, Adam, was earthly. The second man, Adam, was spiritual.
Yes, sir.
So he's comparing the man to who? The Messiah. And what did Paul say? Ephesians 5:24.
Husbands, love your wives, as Messiah also.
As Messiah.
Right.
Love your wives as the Messiah.
Yes, sir.
So if your husband's wives is supposed to be acting like the Messiah, my.
Come on now.
Come on, what did it say?
As Messiah also did love the assembly and gave himself for it
Come on.
in order to set it apart.
And the reason why he gave himself for his assembly is so that he can set them apart.
Yes, sir.
Not let them look like and be like everybody else.
That's right.
He did that. He loved them in order to do what?
To set it apart and cleanse it with the washing of water.
And to
by the word.
cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Come on.
In order to present it to himself.
In other words, he wanted to present to himself what?
a splendid assembly,
A splendid assembly. Come on.
not having spot or wrinkle of any of this sort, but that it might be set apart and blameless.
Husbands, we got a tall road to play though.
Yes, right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're trying to get the wife to look just like that.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
To be set apart, to have not a spot or wrinkle of any sort, that it might be set apart and blameless.
Blameless, yeah.
Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
Right.
And the only way a man is going to be able to do it is if he acts like the Messiah.
Right.
Yes.
Husbands, come on, Colossians 3:19.
Husbands, love your wives and do not be bitter toward them.
It's kind of hard to be bitter against somebody who's not obeying.
Yes,
Are y'all
sir.
hearing that? It's kind of hard not to be bitter towards somebody who's not functioning and walking right along. Are y'all hearing this? Right along with
Yes,
it.
sir.
But this is a command that the husbands do not be bitter towards
Don't
them.
be bitter.
Don't be bitter.
Ain't that something?
That's Bible.
Come on, these wives that he's talking about are in subject to their husbands.
Oh, yeah.
They're Israelites. They know, understand, and obey what the Torah says about their role as being in subjection to their own husbands. All right? To their own husbands.
Right.
Not to any man, but to your own.
Yes.
All right?
Now.
Come on, let's. I'm about to show you how much control or how much dominance a man has over a woman. Numbers 30:1-5. Come on, brother.
And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which Yahweh hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto Yahweh, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth.
Do y'all hear that, men? If we make a vow, we can't break our word.
That's
sir.
right.
So that means when we say something, if we say I'm going to be at service early,
Be about it.
do it.
Yes,
If
sir.
you make a vow, I'm going to give this much, do it.
Yes,
If
sir.
you say I'm going to be with you, do it. He says if a man vows a vow unto Yahweh and swears an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. Why? Because that's all he got is his word. At this point. All right? He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. Come on.
If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahweh, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth.
Now this is a woman making a vow to the Most High Yah, but she's in her father's house. Let's see what happens. Come on.
And her father hear her vow, and
And the father hears the vow that's coming out of her mouth. Come on.
and her bond, wherewith she hath bound her soul.
Come on.
And her father shall hold his peace at her. Then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand.
Did y'all just hear that?
Yes,
So that means
sir.
when my daughter Jayla back there, or Julia, they both make a vow to the Most High Yah, and I hear it, and I hold my peace, that means they have to fulfill that.
Right.
But what?
But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, not any of her vows or of her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. And Yahweh shall forgive her because her father disallowed her.
So in other words, Jayla makes a vow, Julia makes a vow, and I say, no, they ain't gonna do that because I'm their father. The father is, even though they made a vow and said something with their mouth, because I'm the authority of the house, and I say, no, you ain't gonna do that. The father said he's gonna forgive them
Right.
and he's gonna disallow it.
Right.
That's how much command the man has over the woman
That's right.
in that regard. Okay? Let's go further. Come on.
And if she had at all an husband,
Now we're talking about a husband now. First we dealt with the father, now we're dealing with a husband. What did it say?
when she vowed or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand.
So that means she makes a vow and saying something to the Most High that she gonna do it. She's making these bold things, and I don't say nothing. Guess what? It's on her.
That's right.
Are y'all hearing that?
Right.
Come on, what it say?
But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect. And
Did
Yahweh
y'all
shall
just hear
forgive.
that?
That's right.
He just made it of what?
None effect.
But this has been done away with. So we
No, no.
Come on, man, it's been done away with.
No.
So you mean to say if your wife made a vow and you said no,
No.
That's it. That's it. Tell him I said.
ain't that so? He just made what she said of what?
None effect.
It's of none effect. Period. Why? Because all the women in Israel has always were covered either by their fathers or by their husbands.
That's right.
Or if their husband died, the brother that took her,
Right.
that had a child. Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
That's the word.
Is that the book?
Yes, sir. That is.
Okay, come on.
and Yahweh shall forgive her.
Ain't that something? He gonna make what she said of none of it. Ain't gonna even count. Now, how many American women will want that? I said what I said.
None of them.
And you mean to tell me you gonna say no, and that's not gonna mean you gonna just make it a none? You gonna just shoot down?
Stop.
Come on now.
See, that's off the chain, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
He can make what you say of none effect.
Right.
That's powerful.
Because the man is as Messiah.
Yes, sir.
So that means the woman, just like we have to come to the Messiah to get to Yah, the woman has to come to the man, her husband, to get to Yah.
Come on now.
Because he's acting as what? Messiah.
That's right.
Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
Now, now right there, a lot of people say in their mind, I don't agree with that.
All right. That's the word.
So do we need to go back to Ephesians chapter 5 and read it again?
No.
Because he said as Messiah.
Yes, sir.
Nobody is coming to the Father except they come through the Messiah.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
And he said the man on the earth,
Yes.
your husband,
Yes.
your husbands love your wife. What? As Messiah. Okay, y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Come on.
Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void.
Did y'all just hear that?
Yes, sir.
The husband can some vows,
Every
a
vow.
few vows,
Every vow.
anything that's binding.
Every binding.
Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul. Wasn't that what we was talking about? Fast?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Come on. And he said, no, you need to talk to your spouse first.
That's right.
And if he said, no, you ain't taking no spiritual journey.
Right.
Woo! I love it, brother. He said he can establish it or he can make it void of none effect. Anybody wrote void on your check?
Yes.
Right.
Did you feel bad when you threw it down and left it somewhere? Oh, I wrote void on it, so I know it ain't no good. Are y'all hearing that?
Yeah.
Come on.
But if her husband altogether holds his peace at her from day to day, then he establishes all her vows.
So if he holds his peace and don't say nothing, guess what happens?
He establishes all her vows.
He establishes everything that she spoke.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or all her bonds which are upon her.
Come
He
on.
confirmeth them.
He confirmed it.
Burns them.
Boy, if I was a wife and said, boy, he confirmed them. Come on.
Because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them.
Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
In the day that he heard them say the vow, he didn't say nothing. Okay, we're going to let it stay. We're going to find
Oh,
out.
well.
Come on.
But if he shall anyways make them void after that.
If he shall anyways make them void after that he has heard them. Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
So now this is talking about some time away now. The man still got time to make these things be not make them be void. Come on.
Then he shall bear her iniquity.
He gonna bear her iniquity. Come on.
These are the statutes which Yahweh commanded Moses, between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes, sir.
But too bad, they told us that this was all done away with, so most of us grew up like banshees and
right.
heathens.
That's right. That's right.
We should have got this when we were a youth in our father's house. But because we didn't get them while we were youth in our father's house, we was raised up like banshees and heathens. We don't know nothing.
That's right.
But his word is still in effect, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
The man is charged and is accountable to the Most High for the woman, for his wife. Numbers 1 and 4, come on.
And with you there shall be a man of every tribe,
A woman,
every man,
a sister,
man,
Man.
a daughter,
man,
a grandma,
man,
Man.
big mom,
man,
A man.
big auntie,
man,
A man.
muma,
man.
A man.
a man of every tribe. Come on.
Every one head of the house of his father.
Oh, he's the head then.
Yes, sir.
So the man is the head. Can y'all say that, lady? Say the man is the head.
The man is the head.
Period.
Period. That's it.
Ain't no if, ands, or but. The man is the head.
He's the
right.
head.
And whatever the man say, that goes.
That's
right.
Y'all hear that?
Yes, sir.
Come on. Husbands should always provide for their spouses. Come on.
But if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
So this goes for people who say, well, my husband ain't no good. Well, I guess he ain't the Messiah. And the Father has put a verse in there for you to understand.
Let's look at it.
Read it again.
But if any provide not for his own,
Come on.
and especially for those of his own house,
Come on.
he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
He's worse than an infidel. What's the death for an infidel, Brother Samuel? You know?
No, sir.
It's death. So so now, if it's death, then you gotta worry about no sisters saying, I'm dealing with this gag beat, no good. No, you bring him to the elders, they gonna take care of it. Oh, you don't want to work? So, oh, yeah, okay, we gonna take care of it. Are y'all hearing that?
That's good.
This is why this stuff went on in Israel, and there wasn't all this foolishness going on.
Right.
You see, and we're returning back to these statutes, and this is what he's establishing the kingdom. Everybody wants the kingdom to come, but they don't realize what is coming with it.
Right.
That was
That's
good.
the
Come on now.
Come on, 1 Peter 3:7, what it say?
In the same way, husbands live understandingly together, giving respect to the wife as to the weaker vessel.
He gives respect unto the wife because she is the weaker vessel.
That's right.
Come on.
And as being heirs together of the favor of life.
So now, being heirs together of this grace and this favor of life. You're going to get his favor when you're all operating in your roles.
That's right.
Come on.
So that your prayers are not hindered.
So that your prayer, the wife's prayers and the husband's prayers are not hindered.
That's right.
Now they mostly saw a woman can make a man's prayer, well, the husband can make the wife's prayers hindered too, if she's not operating in her role.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Sir.
Now we just dealt with the men. Now we're gonna deal with the women. Y'all turn.
Come on.
Come on.
Together.
A virtuous
This is
woman,
Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 26:2. What it say?
a virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
That's what a virtuous woman does. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband. She celebrates him. She rejoices her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
Yes, sir.
That's a blessing.
That's a blessing. I want that double folks.
Hallelujah.
Come on. Ecclesiastes 26:26. Come on.
A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
Woo! A woman that honors her husband is going to be judged wise of all.
Hallelujah.
She wiser than everybody.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride.
In her what?
In her pride.
In her what?
In her pride.
In her what?
In her
I had
pride.
to be on the corner. Read! You know that big?
Yes, sir.
Read the book, bro! Ecclesiastes 26:26. Read!
That's what they say.
Israelites.
A
Yeah.
woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride.
In her what?
In her pride.
In her what?
In her pride.
In her what?
In her pride.
Come on.
Shall be counted ungodly of all.
Shall be counted ungodly.
Ungodly of all.
So the question is, what do you want to be? You want to be considered wise of all or ungodly of all?
Wise of
See, these have been done away with.
Nope.
They've been done away with because they took them out in the middle part of the book and told you they was uninspired.
You need them.
Are y'all hearing that?
Yes, sir.
So what do you want to be, sisters?
I want to
Counted?
be wise.
You want to be counted wise as all.
Of all.
Anybody want to be wise?
Yes.
All right. Well, guess what you got to do then?
Honor your husband.
My husband.
Hey!
Help us, yeah.
Genesis 3:16. Let's find out what the woman got for her punishment.
To the woman he said, I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception.
Oh, yes,
Has that been done away with?
he did. No.
I thought it was done away with. So that's still happening.
Always.
Any woman can attest that had a child. Is that still in effect?
Yes.
Or that's been done away
Every
with?
28 days.
Oh, okay. I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception. Come on.
Bring forth children in pain.
What about that part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Come on.
And your desire is for your husband.
And your desire is what?
For your husband.
What?
For your husband.
What?
For your husband.
What?
For your husband.
Your desire is for your husband. And what he supposed to do?
And he does rule over you.
No, he was supposed to rule over the fish, the birds, and the creeping things at first.
At first.
But now the Father said what?
And he does rule over you.
Who is going to rule it over? The fish?
The woman.
He's ruling over who?
The woman.
Ruling over the woman.
Yes, sir.
That's our punishment.
See, we should never gave it.
Are y'all here? We was doing fishing birds and creeping things at first, wasn't it? See what happened? When you listen to the devil and be deceived?
Look at him.
He does now what?
Rule over you.
It's sad.
See, y'all hate that part. Read it again, bro.
And he does rule over you.
That's the book.
That's the book. Bishop said that's the book. Come on.
The woman's desire is for her headship or to be covered, and her husband will rule over her.
Period. Y'all hear that? He gonna rule over you.
Yes, sir.
Y'all said y'all wanted to know y'all place, right? Did you tell me please something like this? Okay. Is it all right, bro? Is it all right,
All
Bishop?
right.
I'm still in the book, right?
You in the book.
All right, come on. Romans 7, 2 and 3, what it say?
For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband.
Stop right here.